All right,
Oh,
we're
no.
live, baby.
It's El Chupacabra. I can't hear him outside.
Welcome back to Midnight Mayhem. This is a short little video, and actually no video, just audio only episode.
Audio only.
Just talking about urban legends because why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Did you guys grow up with any urban legends?
There was one that I was telling you guys. I don't know if I told you, but I was telling him about it later where we were talking if we want to make this into a video. And this is the only one that I was like, I believe it. It's, do you know the headlight one?
Yes.
Yeah. So the urban legend goes pretty much if you're driving on the road and you see a car without its headlights on, like obviously like the courteous thing to do is like flash your headlights, like, hey, like your headlights are off.
Yeah.
So the urban legend goes if you were to flash a car to let them know that their headlights were off, they would turn on their headlights and they would follow you. And normally what it was is it was a gang initiation, and they would go and they would murder you basically on site for no reason other than the fact that
you're the first person
you flash their headlights
the
on.
First person. Yes, I
was like, you're on your own, buddy. Like even today, like if I'm driving and I see a guy like without a headlights, I'm like, you're on your own, buddy.
You know what's funny? I don't even believe that urban legend, but every single time I see a car without its headlights, I'm like, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
I mean, I think to some extent you're like in the back of your mind, you're like, what if, right?
I didn't hear about that until I was actually driving until you told me about it, like the actual legend of it, and I was like, oh. Is that what that means?
Well, not even.
I'm just blinding people with my lights.
No, not even that. But
high beams.
Whenever somebody tries to like flash their lights at you, your first instinct is like, "What the hell? What's
Like,
wrong with this guy?" Yeah,
you got a problem, buddy?
Yeah, so
Someone
it's
flashed
like,
their lights at me. I'm like, what's wrong with me? What did I do? When I check my lights?
no,
I
I
only think that when somebody honks at me, I'm like what's going on? Like, let me check all the full dashboard.
No, my first instinct is like, "What the hell's wrong with them?"
Yeah. When someone honks at me, it's like, oh, okay, so you want to fight?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with this guy?
You don't think Good Samaritan? You're think like, all right, like we're
like what?
We're settling this like men.
It's like, what's wrong with this dickhead? Like,
Walk outside with a gold disc.
I remember one time when I first got my car, I didn't really know how the lights work. I just thought it was automatic. So I'm driving, this guy keeps flashing his lights at me. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And he like drives next to me and he signals me, pull my window down. I pull it down. I'm like, what the hell, man? He's all like, and I couldn't hear him. I just hear like, lights. I'm like, yeah,
like,
I know.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no, I know you're blinding me. And I scream at him. He's like, no. And he keeps like just talking because we're driving on the freeway. And he keeps just like,
anything.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell's your problem? And like, he gets frustrated. He drives away. And I was like, what is wrong with that dickhead? And then I look at I was like, oh, I don't have my lights on.
You just gotta mess with the nozzles like you're playing with a nipple.
No,
yeah.
Until something works.
Yeah, no, my lights is stupid because it's like I had to figure out the wrong way. It's like the front lights are always automatic, but the back lights are always off. So you have to turn on.
That's stupid.
You have to turn on.
I get why your car got recalled.
Yeah, and the knob has 4 turns, and you have to turn it to the third one in order for the back ones to turn.
And then you have to solve a riddle.
Yeah, you have to
Lament figure.
Yeah,
exactly.
I remember.
Exactly. You have to do it on a Tuesday night on the second Friday of the.
Remember every other full moon, like.
Yeah, exactly. On a
I
cloudy
remember
evening.
I was working. Like I worked like a drive-through, right? And like this person came in. I was just being courteous, right? This lady, she came in. Her front lights were on, and keep in mind it's like 2 in the afternoon. And I was, oh hey, like just so you know, your headlights are on. Just so you know. And she's like, yeah, they're automatic. I can't control it. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like yeah, like
Jesus.
Like I hope you crash your car after you get your food.
But that's yours, right?
Yeah, well, that's one of them, right?
Yeah.
An officer, just quick look, who was like lights when I forgot my lights on. They were off.
And I got pulled over once because like my headlights weren't working.
Yeah.
Because normally what I would do is I would turn it on. Like before I would leave the garage, I would turn on the lights and like, oh, I could see the lights against the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going, but I left first and then I switched the lights after, so I didn't see them against the wall. And then they pulled me over and they're like, hey, like your headlights don't work. And I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, like don't shoot me. So then I just got them fixed the next day. It was a big deal.
I had some asshole cops. I mean, not all cops are assholes, all right?
I disagree.
No, it's like, cause I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Like it's like my first time getting pulled over, I see the lights, I'm like, oh crap, I need to pull over. But it was like I couldn't pull over anywhere. You know, it was one of those streets where it's like you can't pull over. It's if you pull over, it's in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, looking for a spot, and he keeps on his megaphone.
Yeah.
He's like, "You need to pull over. The lights mean you need to pull." I was like, "I can't."
I know. Like, I know what the lights mean.
And he keeps yelling louder. He's like, "Pull over right now."
Like you were about to get into a high-speed pursuit chase.
I know. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then one time, I remember I was driving on the freeway, and like, there's this truck on the carpool lane, and there's a cop that pulls him over. And he slowly starts, obviously, pulling over to the the right side of the
The
freeway.
carpool lane,
Yeah, and he slowly starts moving, and the cop keeps like, pull over right now, pull your vehicle over, stop the vehicle, as he's like slowly. And I'm like, what did you want me to do? Just stop in the middle of the freeway?
So all right, urban legend for
back
you.
to for me. Well, obviously, I'm from Argentina, South America, and the same urban legends there is in Mexico. Like La Llorona is one of them.
Because it's the same place, right?
Yeah, it's the same place,
Yeah.
same thing as Spain, you know.
His
Yeah.
eyes
I know.
slapped
I
you.
know.
I know, dude.
I like getting them in anger.
That,
No.
Hey, what were you
that
saying?
sounds outrageous.
The weeping woman.
Yeah, remember that racial score?
The racial slurring. That's coming back.
Same for me. I grew up in America, obviously, but like I've only heard like Chupacabra and La Llorona. Like those are the only like any kind of legend.
There
and then
is-
of course like the generic like
Yeah.
what is it?
Like
Bloody
Bloody
Mary.
Mary.
Yeah, thank you.
There is one that
I
I
was like from a
remember.
religious school, so like
Yeah,
So
what's
the
one-
Bible.
the devil. Yeah, the demon.
The greatest
yeah.
urban legend of all.
No, there was one that I remember that I didn't hear that it's known in Mexico. It's called El Hombre de la Bolsa. It means the man with the bag. And it's pretty much like my parents would tell me, like, it's like, hey, don't go out late at night because like there's this man with a disfigured face. He's gonna come and put you in his bag, and you'll never see your family again. I was terrified of that. So it's like,
Hey, what?
yeah,
yeah, I would be too.
Wasn't that
What the fuck?
yeah.
Wasn't that on ABCs of Death?
Was it?
Oh wow, that
think it
seems-
was.
that seems kind of familiar
Was
actually.
it
Now that I think about it,
Beaver bag.
Probably.
it could be. Yeah.
Do you remember it was like they were like, hey, go to bed because this guy he comes by with a bag.
I
or
remember.
whatever.
Yeah, I remember. If you're a kid and you're out late at night, there's this man that would walk around with bells. Like you would hear bells, and he's just walking around like Art the Clown. He's walking around like a big black bag, and he grabs you, puts you in his bag, and he kidnaps you. That's it. That's the urban legend.
Okay.
I was terrified of that.
Yeah, I like as you should be.
Yeah, dude.
I like that, like, what's the word? Culturally across the globe, it's always like, yeah, we're gonna scare our children into doing what we want.
Which is great.
Yeah,
I
'cause it
learned my
works.
lesson.
Yeah.
I didn't go
I learned
outside
my
past
lesson.
dark.
Exactly. I listened to my parents. Like.
And now I'm not kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here to tell the story.
Yeah, I know. So I have surviving skills now.
Yeah.
So.
I'm really trying to think of something, but I honestly don't know any.
You can't think of anything?
like, outside the ones I just named. Like,
Well, you named like 3.
yeah, but those are like I didn't. Like, I wasn't scared of them. It was just more like shit I heard. Like
When me and Raymond were in high school, we were in computer class together, and our professor for the first 10 minutes of class.
Professor's a loose word. He pretty much is like, I know how to do this. I'm gonna kind of show you guys how to do this.
Yeah, he was a Viet Cong. So,
Okay,
is
all
that,
right,
is that
all
an
right.
actual? Is that?
I don't know, but
Okay.
apologize.
He was a
Whatever you
veteran.
said.
He was a veteran of some kind.
Where's my water bottle?
So he had like
I know
weird
that.
mannerisms.
No, yeah. So he pretty much would just tell us like for the first 10 minutes of class, you gotta read any article that you find online. Just read something.
Yeah, he's like, just stay busy, read something
Yeah.
online.
And so me and Raymond sat next to me in class, and me and him were like, all right, we're just gonna find random things. And I don't know you or me, but we found this website where they had a bunch of like urban legends, and they would like upload them daily. So we would each of us we would just read a different one, and then after it was over, like, yo, what was yours about? Oh no, what was yours about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of neat.
Like I remember one that I don't remember if you thought it was like disturbing at the time. It was called like Emotionless.
No, I
You
don't
remember that one?
No,
No idea.
So pretty much the story, I think it was like in the 1960s or whatever. There's this woman who had like a mannequin face, and like she just did not express any emotions at all. And she walked into a hospital and she was like covered in blood, and they were like, "Hey, like, what's wrong? Like, let's get you looked at." So they would like get her looked at or whatever, and she would just not change her facial expression at all. I don't really know how the story goes exactly, but she opens her mouth and she has like super sharp teeth that are like clenching into her own like jaw and her own face, and she just starts like killing orderlies, and then like they're like trying to like call the cops. She's like murdering people left and right, and like one of the people who's like she's murdering, she just like goes into the person's ear and she's like, "I am God," and just walks away into the night and just leaves, and then nobody ever heard anything with it.
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
remember
Yeah,
that.
I
That
mean,
was the first
it's not like a
Yeah, I
like a
remember that
super
now.
common.
I felt like there would be a short of it though, and I'm curious.
There isn't a short, but there's a picture.
There's
allegedly.
a picture.
Alright.
There's a
Well, then
picture of it.
That's gonna be something fun to do later, because I feel like since this topic's so open to discussion, We reach out to the audience. I'll what, like 20 of them. I appreciate you guys.
You're 15 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys write in the comments down below, and we'll pick a few of them, and we'll do an update episode on this, and we can just
we'll do like an actual episode. Maybe we'll have a camera this time. Who knows? If Leo's so inclined to delete his coin apps.
No, but yeah, that'd be fun to be like do like 4 or 5 of them, like look it up, read about them, and then talk about them.
Yeah,
and
it'd
be
something like that.
That was cheesier. That was good. The only I'm literally racking my brain. I'm like, does chain emails count?
Yeah, that would be considered one.
That scared the crap out of me as a kid because I was gullible.
I saw this.
The internet was new.
It was a joke I made like 11, 13 years ago, right, on Facebook or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like I couldn't sleep, so I just started like scrolling through Facebook or whatever. Like apparently I'm gonna die on the anniversary of like 14 different deaths tonight.
Oh yeah, that. Well, I guess not everyone would know what this is, but like they used to send like text messages like.
Text messages, emails.
Yeah, and it'll be like, forward this to 10 people, otherwise your left arm's gonna break or something. Like,
yeah.
It's
or
like,
it would be a creepy photo and be like, oh, if you don't forward this to 10 people, like this
person
little girl's gonna appear in your room
at
at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's probably the closest thing I can remember that's like that. As a kid, I was like, oh, that's scary. Send this stuff to 10 more people.
Yeah, and I was
spread the curse.
Talking to Leo because he'll do like Uber Eats on occasion. And I remember saying like I don't know if it's like considered a modern day urban legend, but there's a thing that apparently happens. So if you order sauce, just sauce, right? Like,
oh yeah,
give me barbecue or whatever. There's give me like 15 barbecue. So on the order, it's gonna say, hey, do you want to pick up this order for 15 items? It doesn't say sauce. So they don't have to pay for sauces. It just says you want to pick up this order for 15 items. So allegedly, if people fall for this, they go to this place and they're like, oh hey, like I'm in the back, like can you just give me my order in the back? So they would like go to the back and they would just get jumped or they would get robbed or murdered. So
it sounds like it was just a crime.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
probably did happen though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but
yeah,
we don't know. Like but like in my mind, I tell people like if they go to the store, like, oh, I have this order, I'm like, hey, like don't do it. Like one, they didn't pay for anything. They asked for 2 barbecue or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, a lot of these are like scams. So either they're like gonna do something, they're gonna like take your car or whatever. Like, I can't confirm if any of those stories are true, but like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, like here's your sauce, like get out of here.
There was 3 times where like something weird happened when I was doing Uber Eats. One time I came to this house and like there's this kid that comes out of the garage, not the garage, out of the backyard, you know, out of the side of the house, you know, it leads to the backyard, and the kid had Down syndrome. And he tells me, like, he's like, oh, hey, like, come to the back. Just drop it off in the backyard. And I was like, no, here, take it. It's just like a small bag. He's like, no, just follow me. And I was like, no, here. He's like, okay. He just takes it. He goes back there. And I was like, okay, that was a little odd, but, you know, didn't think much of it. But then there was one that I was like, it was completely odd. And I was a little bit on edge where it was just like a cheeseburger, a random cheeseburger, you know, a $6 order. And it told me, like, oh, drop it off in this, you know, address. I get there and it tells me to drive down a dirt road, and I was like, I'm not going
like
down
away
that
from lights.
Yeah,
right?
Away from light.
Yeah.
It was dark. It was, you know where those water spillaways are? Yeah, well, it was like next to it, but it was like a dirt road that just led down to it, and I was like, I'm not going down there. And I kept calling the person, no answer. I texted, no answer. Waited like 5 minutes. I left it there and I bounced. Right after I did that order, I get another order for the same thing. It was a McDonald's. It was another cheeseburger at a different McDonald's for the same price, and this time to go drop it off like in this secluded like area where there was like 3 different warehouses, but the pinpoint where they put it was like the middle of the street of the intersection. That was the point where they're like, drop it off here. And I was like, what the hell? And I called the person, didn't answer, text him, didn't answer. I waited there. I was like, you know what? Fine. Left the bag there, and I drove off a little bit. And I kept looking at the bag, and nobody was claiming it. And I was like, okay, this is creepy. And I just drove off, you know, like.
So that's enough for tonight.
Yeah, and it was late at night, too. It was like midnight.
Yeah,
so I, was like,
I imagine.
I was like, okay.
Have you seen those videos? So it's normally like dash cam footage or whatever. And and like there's this guy driving, right? And you kind of see off in the distance, there's like somebody like hacking at something.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, oh, like, dude, we gotta stop. Like, we gotta help him. And he's like, nope, I'm not doing that. And he just drives off.
Yeah.
So that's like another like urban legend, but also like a real thing that happens is when people will pretend to be like injured or like
pulled
on the
over,
road to get pulled
tire.
over, and then a bunch of people just come out of the clearing and just.
See, I don't know if I was ever in a horror movie, I feel like that's how I'm gonna die. would be like
we talked about that before. I remember we were saying like,
kids, yeah.
we wouldn't survive in a zombie movie because we'd probably die doing something stupid like helping someone else we didn't know.
I can see myself 100% like trying to help someone bleeding out on the floor, getting bit. Like,
you'd be in the first scene.
I'd be in the first scene of the movie. Yeah, I'd be dead.
Like, are you okay? Like, like right in the neck. There's one urban legend that I don't know why it sticked out in my head, and it's a stupid one. Do you know the liquor one?
Oh, the one with the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Stupid.
I have no idea.
It's stupid. So pretty much,
it wasn't stupid at the time. I was like, yo, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah, but like I don't know why it's stuck in my head. So pretty much this woman
the most popular one.
is going through like a thunderstorm or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like kind of freaking out. She's like, oh, like apparently like this guy like broke out of an asylum or whatever.
Yeah.
I could be getting the details wrong. Who cares?
So
she breaks out of the asylum or whatever, and then she's like, okay, like well, like I'm fine. All my doors are locked or whatever, and I got my dog here. Like my dog wakes up, like I know something's up, right?
Yeah.
So she just puts her hand out on the side of the bed. The dog looks at her. She's like, okay, cool. Like he's cool. I'm cool. We're chilling. So then later, the thunderstorm kind of wakes her up, and she's like, okay, like whatever. Checks. Dog still looks at her hand. She's like, okay, cool. Like we're all good. And then she starts hearing like a dripping, and she's like, oh, it's kind of annoying, but whatever. Like, it's not that much different from like the thunder and the rain and stuff. Like it's whatever. Like it's just a annoying drip. I'll deal with it in the morning. She checks the dog. Dog looks. She's like, all right, cool. Like,
I'm getting like Juji Edo vibes.
He's still not freaking out.
Literally
He's still not freaking out or whatever. And then she like wakes up again. She's like, God, like what the hell is that dripping? Like it's been going on for like hours. Like what the hell is that? So she's like, you know what? Screw it. Like if I can't sleep, I'm just gonna go check it out. So she goes check it out, and she turns on the light, and it's her dog. And the dog was murdered. And it's hanged on the wall. It's hanging on the wall. The blood is what's causing the drip.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And written in the dog's blood, it just says humans can lick too.
What?
So pretty much the guy broke into her house, and whenever she would check to see if the dog was there, it was him licking her hand.
Yeah, because whenever she was scared, she would reach under the bed. It's like, my dog is there. He will protect me. And so like, she'll feel the dog licking her. And then she looks into
got a weird tongue.
Yeah, I know. Rough. Yeah, exactly.
It was rough. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got.
Yeah,
we can call it here. This was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this little short snippet. I kind of want to do. One of you guys had suggested something about paranormal. Thank you.
Paranormal experiences.
Yeah, we'll have one of those one of these days. Because why not? Whatever would qualify as paranormal to you. We'll do that not today, but another day.
Another short episode.
All right, thank you for listening. If you listened, all right, appreciate your souls.
All right, thanks for listening to this random episode, and we will see you guys next time.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.